and Mr. Speaker, you remember what transpired when we were dealing or considering the Political Parties Amendment Bill 2021, and I don't want to refresh the mind of members on what happened. But Mr. Speaker, you recall there were many, many amendments that were proposed by members to that bill, an indication that a proper public participation was not conducted. Speaker, you also remember that after your direction, you recall that the windowing process was not done well. It was bungled. There was no proper harmonization of amendments that actually took place, and hence the chaotic scenes that we saw at the Committee of the Whole House. The Speaker, I will go on and on and on and say what was clear. And Mr. Speaker, I don't want to cast aspersion on the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, but in my honest opinion, they never did an effective public participation within the reading of the Standing Order and the Constitution, Article 118. And Mr. Speaker, in this regard, allow me to go on record that that gave us an issue on whether we have faith on the JLAC, particularly this bill, and Mr. Speaker, from the President of this House in 2016, at the close end of the 2017 general election, election laws amendment bill were brought by IBC, and it was in the wisdom of the people of Kenya, all stakeholders, both within Parliament and outside Parliament, that a joint committee of both houses, led by Honorable Senior Counsel James Orengo and the Governor of Meru, Kraitu Murungi, had to deal with the matter so that the people of Kenya could get a free, fair, and peaceful elections based on the laws that was passed. And I think that set a precedent that even nobody challenged that piece of legislation. Mr. Speaker, I was in the House then. Mr. Speaker, let me also go on record that I have nothing against the chair of JLAC, Honorable Muturu Kigano. I have a lot of respect for him. Neither do I have or have lack of faith on the current membership of the committee, but only to say that following the removal of many, many members, key members to the committee who are not just members, but seasoned lawyers, an example like Honorable Tede Omolo, who most of us will consider the voice of balance, the voice of reason, is not a member of that committee. So, Mr. Speaker, what do I want you to do, and what is therefore the way forward? Speaker, I propose that the bill having been read a first time, this bill should not be committed to JLAC, and you allow us time, preferably, Mr. Speaker, in the next 48 hours, Mr. Speaker, for us members to consult the leadership, to consult ourselves across political divide, to consult ourselves beyond any political or religious ideology and across professions, and maybe propose a special committee which should consider the bill and undertake a very extensive public participation, and thereafter report to the House, Mr. Speaker. And that's why, Mr. Speaker, as you're aware, Standing Order 127.2 provides that this House may resolve to commit a bill to a select committee established for that purpose. Indeed, Honorable Speaker, this is not the first time this House has resolved to form a special committee within the reading of that standing order to consider a bill. You will agree with me, Mr. Speaker, that not all contentious constitutional issues arising, Mr. Speaker, a special committee is the way to go to allow for proper consultation, extensive public participation, Mr. Speaker. Additionally, Mr. Speaker, elections in our country, Mr. Speaker, are very emotive issues, and the more reason why a special committee of a bipartisan nature with our members from the legal fraternity and very seasoned members can be from both sides of the various political divides, where we can have independent members. And Mr. Speaker, through a special committee, we can constitute and build a thorough consensus process that will be right for this bill.